Okay. All right. I need to think about how I want to do this exactly, but what I'm thinking is, um, if I make this flat and you do multicolor, I can cut this right here, add little tabs, and then holes in these so you can snap them and glue them together. I could make snap tabs, but that's going to be a lot more difficult to do. So let's do this. Let's start by making these flat. Let me see what you've got here. Okay, so that's some kind of box. All right, I don't need to worry about that. What am I on this? Okay, so this is what I'm on. I've got one body. Why do you have so many sketches? You have a lot of repetitive sketches. I don't know if that's on purpose. Yeah, see this one, where is it? This one and this one, just do it in the same sketch. Like you can just make one sketch with both the rectangles. You don't need a bazillion sketches. This could be done in that same sketch. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I need to see all these sketches. It helps also if you name your sketches too. Like you did these other guys, like the body. All right, so let's start with this. We're going to start with this. We're going to make this. I'm going to make this flat. So I'm just holding Control and selecting these faces. Make sure not to select any lines. You just want to select the faces. Make sure I get them all. I think I got them all. Okay, so now I'm going to do an extrude. And I'm going to extend type to object, and I'm going to select the face. So that's what it's going to be flush with. And then I'm going to choose, as soon as it stops spinning, choose new component. And hit OK. All right, 20 faces. That sounds about right. All right, so it's calculating. You can see down here it's calculating it. So by doing it as a new component, this actually will allow you to do it either way. So when you export this, if you want it flat, it's going to create a body for each one of these faces. You can't get around that because they're not really joined in any way. You can't combine them into one body, which, it's actually okay. So what you can do, if you want to export this flat, make sure all these are visible and this body for this thing is visible. If you want it debossed or embossed, whichever the fuck way it is where it goes in, just hide all these bodies. So when you export it, it'll export it with the holes. So you can have it both ways. You don't have to do it one or the other. So it just depends on how you export it. You want to export it for multicolor, make sure these are all visible. You want to export it so it's embossed and you only have one color, turn all these off. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to call it logo. I'm not going to rename every one of those. Okay. So I'm going to leave these visible because I want to export it that way. Now, what we're going to do is I'm going to cut this into two different bodies. So here we'll see two different bodies. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit S. And I'm going to type split body. Okay, so here, split body. I'm going to select this body. And it says splitting tool. I'm going to hit select. And I'm going to use this face to split it. So it's going to split it at the very bottom, or the very bottom of this thing. Right here along this line. Okay. So now you see we have two bodies. You have the top portion and the bottom portion. Okay. So let's do this. I'm going to call this top plate. And I'm going to call this, I don't know, bottom assembly. Okay. All right, so now that we have these separate pieces, what we can do, I'm going to create a sketch on here. Create sketch. Where's that sketch you had with the circles? Okay, so here, I want to make this sketch visible. I'm going to hit S, and I'm going to project. Let me hide. Why did it do that? Bodies. I want this. That's not going to work. Okay, this is what we want to do. Okay. So, all right. So, let me hide that. I don't actually need that sketch. Okay, so I made just the top assembly piece, or sorry, the bottom assembly piece visible. Now, I'll explain why I'm doing this in a second. This is called project. So what this is going to do, I'm going to hit OK. What this is going to do is on my new sketch, here, yeah, these bodies don't need them anymore. I now see the geometry from that other sketch. Okay, so what that's going to do is it's going to allow me to line up holes with the center of these things. Okay, I actually didn't need to project these outer lines. I could have just projected these 4 circles. So that's going to allow me to create pegs that line up with the center of these things. So let's see, 6, 10. Is 10 too big? Yeah, let's make them 10. Okay, so here's the little trick. Now you can go create 3 more circles. It would be very quick. But let's say you had 100 of them to do. Okay, so here's a quick way. Well, let's do this. Let's do it. I'm going to do it a different way. I'm going to create a line. Okay, and then I'm going to select that line and hit X. This creates a construction line. You can see it's, well, you can't see it. I got to zoom in. See how it's dashed? I don't know if you can see that or not. It's pretty small. But you see it doesn't cut this into two pieces. Whereas if I hit X again, if it's a regular line, it cuts this into two pieces. So I hit X, it's now a construction line again, it's still one piece. So I'm going to do this again, this way. And I'm going to select the line and I'm going to hit X. So see, it's still one piece. So that's, see, you can see it's dashed now. That's now a construction line. Why did my stupid mouse keep acting up? Okay. All right, so now watch this. I'm going to select this circle and I'm going to hit this mirror button. See, it says the circle is selected. I'm going to select this line. Select the circle, mirror line. I'm going to select this. Now look, it created my circle for me. I'm going to hit OK. So I'll do it again. Mirror line. Created this one for me. Okay. So now I'm going to select this one. Mirror line. And this one. Now, that maybe seemed like a whole lot of work. But watch this. If I want to change this, it changes them all now. Now you don't have to change it 4 times. Or 3 times. 3 more times. I'm going to leave that at 10. Okay, so here's what I'm doing. I'm going to finish the sketch. That's all I need for this. So now, okay. So here's our top plate, right? So I'm going to extrude little tabs out of this. Pegs, I should say. So I'm going to extrude. Let's see. Yeah, I think 10 millimeters is good. Okay. And I'm going to select these. And I'm going to put a fillet. Let's say, yeah, that looks good. 4. Okay, so now we have these kind of smoothed off pegs that can be inserted into those towers. Okay. Then I'm going to hide this because I don't need it anymore. I'm going to bring this back up and bring my sketch. Where'd my sketch go? Which sketch was it? Son of a bitch. Oh, that is the sketch. Is that the sketch? What the fuck did I do here? Oh. Yeah, I did the classic blunder that I told you to watch out. Let me undo this. Z, Control Z, Control Z. Okay. I need to select this part. Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that again. Sorry. I hope that isn't confusing. Okay, so what did I do? 10? 10. I'm going to choose join. Okay, and then I'm going to fill it. Or, okay. Good. So it's still one body, right? Yes. Okay. Now I don't need that body anymore. Now I want to work on this one. Okay, so right. So ignore all this text. So you see when I hover over these, I get the dots. Right? So now we'll just do the same thing. I'm going to, that's not it. It's not the sketch I want. think the sketch I want went up here. It sure did. Because I didn't have this component selected. That's okay. Okay. So now I'm going to extrude and I'm going to cut into it. Now, if you remember, we made the pegs 10 millimeters tall. We don't want to make these holes exactly 10 millimeters, but I'm only going to extrude them 10 millimeters. Then we're going to add a tolerance to it. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. 10 millimeters. We don't need to fillet these holes. That doesn't matter. Okay, so now I don't need the sketch anymore. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and I'm going to select this face and this face. So I have both faces of the hole, right? So you have the whole hole. I have this base face here, and then I have the side, round side face. And I'm going to do that for all these. I'm going to hold Control, and I'm going to select those. Okay. Now I've got those selected. I'm going to hit S, and I'm going to take Offset Face. Okay, so now it's asking us how far do we want to offset it. I'm going to go... I think 0.1 should do it. Perfect. Oh, there we go. So now if I hit S, measure, and I measure this diameter, that's not helpful, is it? That's not measuring what I want to measure. Oh, it went the wrong way. I offset it the wrong way. It has 9.8. All right, so I'm going to undo that. Son of a bitch. Select these out again. I offset it the wrong way. I meant to do a negative. My bad. Okay. This offset. Make sure I have them all selected. Yes, I do. Offset face. What did I do? 0.1 minus 0.1. Oh, there we go. Okay, so now if I do a measure, there we go, 10.2 millimeters. So keep in mind when you do an offset of a circular object, the offset is for the radius. So when I offset it by 0.1, it made the whole hole 0.2 millimeters bigger. It'll give you a little bit of play, but it should still be enough. You're going to glue it anyways, right? You're not going to just shove it together. We can make this a little bit less and you can just shove it together. But since it's going to be holding the weight of an animal, I think you should glue it. Okay, so now, if we bring this, they can lock together. Let's see, I can do an inspect. Inspect. Oh, what the fuck was it called again? I don't remember. There's a way to cut through this and inspect. Section analysis, there we go. We'll use that. Okay. So there you go. So this is the peg, and that's the hole, and you see there's a little gap. Right, so that's what we wanted it to be. Now I forget how to get out of this section analysis. Fuck. I forget how to get out of this stupid thing. Yeah, it's gonna make me save it, isn't it? Bitch. Okay. I know somewhere there's a. I gotta click something. Get out of this section analysis, and I don't remember. Oh no. Fuck it, I'm done anyways. I'll figure it out. Okay, so I'm gonna export. Oops. I need to be sure the logo bodies are all visible, and both of your bodies are visible. How the fuck do I get out of this? You fucking bitch. Okay, I'm stumped. I don't remember how to get out of this. I'm gonna fucking do this. Fusion, exit, inspection, analysis. How do I exit section analysis? After creating section analysis. After creating section analysis, basic analysis. Turn on and off the lamp. The view will be working. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. Okay. All right, so just so you can see, I'm just going to temporarily move this. So you can see how they line up, right? Okay, so let's just do a quick double check. Measure, that's 10.2. Measure 10 millimeters exactly. Okay, so the peg is 10 millimeters, the hole is 10.2 millimeters. So now, both parts are visible. The logo, visible. Okay, all the bodies. So now, if I go to export, and if you can, always try to choose a step file. It's a higher resolution, so you'll get better detail, especially if you have your logo on there. Okay. I hate when it rearranges my fucking icons. Okay, so let's open this up in Bamboo Studio. Boy, that's slow. Definitely gonna have to compress this so I can video. Okay. For such simple geometry, that shouldn't be taking this long. Well, I guess it's got the logo on it. That's kind of complex. Mr. Brown. A1. Okay. So now let's do this. We're going to split this split into objects. We're going to create another plate. Divide it. Son of a bitch, I didn't want to do that. I keep forgetting that. Let's do this. I forgot that's going to make this a pain in the ass. I'm going to undo all this. Control Z, 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 delete. We need to export this separately. All right, so we're going to export just this piece. The reason for that being the flat logo pieces are components of the other piece. They're separate pieces. So when I split it in Bamboo Studio, because Bamboo Studio is stupid and it splits everything, then it doesn't leave them together. So it breaks all that shit. I probably could move this body to this component and solve that, I think. But it's easy enough just to do this. So I exported this piece, and now I'm going to export all these pieces as one piece. Okay. So I know I'm going to need 2 plates. Right? So I'm going to do the top tray. Yeah, see, I knew that was why it was taking so long. It's the logo. Okay. I'm not going to print this at that resolution either. And now this piece. Okay, so this we want to print this way. Okay, and you can see our pegs and whatnot. Now this, we'll just go into paint. Select the bucket fill. You can paint it whatever color you want. Let's do this. Let's make this easier to see. Actually, that wouldn't really do any good. That's okay. Let's just go back to this. Paint. That's all her. Yep. So I wish it would highlight them for you. Okay, so there we go. And print that face down. And there you go. That's how I would do this. So now when you print these 2 pieces, you're going to put glue in the hole, glue on the face, stick them together. Let's see, for the hell of it, let's see what we got here. Slice off. Now, depending on the colors you use, if you use both dark colors, let's see, 272 grams of filament, but almost all of it's the black. And oh, you're gonna want to move this, hitting the prime tower. Let's take a look at it. Okay, make sure they're not hitting. Okay, so okay, what was I gonna say? Oh, so if you use all dark colors or all light colors, you can flush into the infill to save some filament on swaps. Here we go. On the other tab, you go to flush options, flush in objects infill. You can turn that on. Let's see if it saves any here. I don't think it's going to save very much. Yeah, it saved quite a bit. So I saved 150 grams of filament. Oh, that's just on that. That didn't seem right. Okay, 200. Yeah, see, it didn't really save anything. 272.11 saved like 1/10 of a gram of filament. So that's wasted. I wouldn't even bother with that. The other thing you can do is you can go to the flushing volumes here. So if you use, oh, mine's already set to 0.6. The default here is 1. If you use both dark colors or both light colors, you can lower this from 1 to something like 0.6. I've had pretty good luck with. This changes the amount of filament that gets flushed when you do a purge on filament changes. So this does 60% of what it normally would do. You can play those numbers. This tells you how many filament swaps that's going to do of each color. So the default would be this. Let's see. Red from black to red, 412. 6, we calculate 247. So, you know, you can save quite a bit if you have it adjusted that way. Okay, I think that's it. I'm gonna compress this video. I'll upload it to YouTube because it's gonna be too big for me to send it to you on Messenger or probably even email. I'm gonna send you this F3D file so you have it, but I suggest you go through and export it. Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna send it to you. If you want it, I'll send it to you. I'm not gonna automatically send it to you. Nor am I gonna send you the F3D file. I'm gonna let you try to go do it. And if you get stuck and you want me to send you these, I will. Okay, dude.